I was gonna start it with my Mickey Mouse voice, but I was advised not to do that. So, um, yeah, we're reviewing something that isn't real big here in the U.S., but I'd like to see it get bigger. And it's by a corporation. Um, you all know that I don't particularly generally go in on, except for Kingdom Hearts. Yes, Disney, and I am talking about a really good book in 2 volumes, Wizards of Mickey. In volume 1, you got Mickey, Donald, whose spells always backfire. Backfire, delayed, what's the diff? But, and Goofy, a dude who always is looking for jobs, or doesn't want to. I was trying to do the thing from the very beginning, but he doesn't want to be a wizard, and he always wants to find that new job. Yes, that beginning's in like every one, the one I was trying to do, but you don't get sick of it. They always present it in like a different way. And I'll talk about the covers in a minute. And they're always adding stuff too. It doesn't feel too cartoony. Like in the second volume, they have the Infinity Armor. They don't call it the Infinity Armor, but it like has the Infinity Stones, and it's this really cool looking armor that looks cool on Mickey. And yeah, they spend a decent portion questing for it, but it's like it's part of the beginning. And for a while, they introduced like Donald's horse, which isn't like important in the second volume as much, but it's like the beginning's always changing too. If not, they okay. Now to talk about the covers, I first have to tell you new people what my pet peeve is about American covers. They never happen. They're always a lie. But in Wizards of Mickey, the covers actually happen. Like when you see him fight Minnie, he actually fights Minnie. He actually fights Phantom Blast. I mean, and they're not fights either. They're stuff you can show. They're magic duels. And everybody see that? That's him fighting Minnie. Yeah, it it was just awesome every way around it. It was just I was told it reminded the person who I heard about this from on YouTube about Kingdom Hearts, but to me it didn't feel like Kingdom Hearts. what it felt like was Jeff Smith's Bone that my sister used to read to me when just at hard times, and it was like, yeah, Holly, I think you'd enjoy this too, or at least somebody who of that age group, of that time, would enjoy that. And it's like, yeah, if you were a big fan of Bone, you will definitely like the first book of Wizards of Mickey, and the second book too, but definitely the first book. If you like giant kaijus, you will like Wizards of Mickey. There is like a giant Megazord thing. It just pops out of like, yeah, that's what that is. A giant Megazord thing. Mom was showing pictures earlier, and it's just like, yeah, cool. Very solid. Very solid. I hate the word cool. There's the Infinity Stone thing, and it's like, he fights giant dragons. Yeah, that armor. He fights the dragons that show up on the cover. That is God, Mom, what's his name? The leader of the dragons. I want to call him Master Nearest, but Master Nearest is Mickey's.
No. Red King. Hold
on. Master Nearest is like Mickey's is Mickey's mentor. He is Mickey's teacher. He's a new character, but he is not the King of Dragons. Nearest is a primary focus of the first book. There are times where he can be a touch grating, but we're not talking about him. We're talking about the King of Dragons. And the dragons are like prejudiced towards. Yeah, Supreme Dread King is the bad dragon. Thank you, Mom. I don't know if you heard her. But, yeah, you get Mickey. This book was just great. You get Mickey fighting dragons. You get a 3-headed dragon. You get. It's just great on all levels. But it didn't remind me of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, there weren't a lot of keyblades, and I mean, there was a lot of Diamagic, which it kind of reminded me of Kingdom Hearts, but it wasn't the main focus once we got into the story. Once you're into the second volume here, the book this video is supposed to be about, because I will do a video on the first Wizards of Mickey. Somewhere else in this series. But needless to say, it felt more like Owl House than it did a Kingdom Hearts cartoon. I know there's a lot of people out there that want that, but this ain't it. But that's not to say it doesn't have stakes. When they destroyed Phantom Blot's physical form in the first book, it stayed destroyed. He got banished to the shadows. It didn't focus mainly on Phantom Blot. Like I said, it was mostly the dragons, which was nice though, being that there are different villains from this book to this book. And it's not like repeating itself. After reading the How to Read Donald Duck, I assumed that every Mickey Mouse Donald Duck comic was like in a perpetual loop, but from this series, I didn't get that. I got their own separate adventure, you know. At a point, Mickey gets brainwashed, and it's like you can't just assume because he's the main character that bad things aren't going to happen to him. You know, you just can't. Like Mom said, the art is good, but if you didn't enjoy Bone, I can't see you enjoying these. I mean, I kind of get why it hasn't caught on here in the U.S., in the States, but I'd like it to. I'm gonna repeat myself and say I'd like it to get more followers, so we get more Wizards of Mickey. But I realize I'm only one little YouTuber. I thought that maybe giving this book with a free Lorcana card, the Wizards of Mickey trading card game, which if you're looking into, this should pop up, but I'm not sure it does, but it should, because it's a good story. I'm not into the card game. I just know that a lot of people are, I heard about it from other channels. This is not all one story. This is several stories brought to you by like chapters, and you can read those chapters one at a time. I suppose you could read it all as one story, but it's really enjoyable. I don't know how they, in the original version, did these as like single stories, because I know they did. But the way we read it was one chapter at a time. American comics could learn from this. They're not going to, but they could. Even the minor characters, even Magica De Spell, which had an interesting backstory and made me sad for her. I mean, Magica's backstory, it made me feel bad for Magica De Spell. You know, Mom, show the nice people, them, something about them going through the labyrinth. Or, no, it's all one thing. It's a big magic labyrinth, because labyrinths are like mazes. They're, see, when you were reading it to me, I understood it to be all one thing. Which part you mean? The part with the witches, Mom. And I like that it was all divided into different chapters, and they didn't expect you to know the lore from Wizards of Mickey Origins. We'll get this down by at least the second video, I swear. Goofy and Clarabelle are in this, but their jokes don't like overpower. Clarabelle's a psychic that can only always forgets revisions, and it's quite funny. Little kids would enjoy this, but if you just want a break from DC or Marvel, I mean, it's fine. Look, I'd like to show him next, after you find that, how cool Phantom Blot actually looks. He is the closest thing to a nobody in this. There. Didn't take that long. Labyrinth of Thorns. But they're like all divided into little teams, and Magica De Spell has friends, and it's like they're like the little team of witches, and it's, in this story, they made me care about Magica De Spell, and it's like they they show her at the end of it with her boyfriend and how how she wanted it to be, and it's like it was just nice. I don't know if you can see any of that, but that's the art we're dealing with here, people. Just awesome. Art's very nice. Tell me this does not look like a nobody or a heartless or something like that. It would look cool as a video game. You could play as different teams, but we need to tell more people about this first. It has like they have a whole huge run in Italy, and it's like more people need to know. Yeah, that's cool. I'm just looking at some of this, and they have like that's him. I can't see. I have to make sure. Yeah, that's Phantom Blot. That's him messing up because he gets into Minnie's mind, and it's like that looks like a nobody, right? Just I don't know if y'all saw that, but it looks like a nobody, and that wouldn't be cool in a video game. Overall, I give the book a 9 out of 10 because they need to market it better. Come to America. That is what it would take to get a 10. I mean, I love these volumes. I love they. I love they didn't make it mandatory to read the first 2 volumes. Aren't probably going to be mandatory when the third one, because I am getting the third one. That is most definitely the case. Right now, I'd probably say I'd be interested to get 4, but that's in 4 they could jump the shark. They could make their covers lies. Who knows? But right now, yeah, that was nice that you didn't have to know why Mickey was being advised by Phantom Blot. It wasn't as dull as what How to Read Donald Duck made it out to be. I really went into this expecting a dull experience, and dull it was not. I expected just an easy cash grab, but this is one of my new favorite things, and thought I'd share it all with you. And if you'd like to hear me babble on about the first chapter, it's probably here on the channel already, or you could leave a comment telling me that It needs to be on the channel. I haven't decided if I'm gonna post this first. It was just awesome. When I went to Comic-Con, I was telling people about it at Comic-Con. Yeah, that's all I gotta say so far. I've been Bob. Show them the covers, Mom. Show them one of the little covers.
What are you talking about?
At the very start of each chapter. Okay. Now you're gonna tell me that doesn't grab you and you're not curious as to what the heck I'm talking about. If that is what they do bumper to bumper in between each little chapter. If that doesn't make you curious, I don't know, man. Because that is basically what you get in Wizards of Mickey. That is what the story is. I mean, yeah, and that's just a little taste. I can't find the words, man. Wizards of Mickey was just, the second volume was just awesome. Like, comment, subscribe, Bob out. And if you like this one, I'll do the other chapters too.